Hey there, Dr. Neil Levin here, chiropractor, certified fitness trainer, nutritionist. Here we are at the Golf and Fitness Academy. You might hear some golf shots in the background. That's great, people working on our game, but we're going to work on our spine and our fitness right now. I'm going to teach you the core exercises that I teach my patients every single day in my practice that I do nearly every single day, probably 350 days a year at home before I even start my day. So here we go. I'm going to teach you about 10 exercises here. Won't take you more than about 10 or 15 minutes to do. If you do them like at least 3 or 4 times a week, you're going to feel awesome. So here we go. We're going to start out with just some basic crunches. We all know how to do crunches by now. So I like to support my head. This way it's not too much stress on the neck. Just like that, crunches. I want you to feel it right over here. You know, work up to maybe doing 25 of all of these, 20 of all of these. Now I also want you to then roll it over to your side, have your legs in this position to work out your obliques. You're still going straight to the ceiling. And that's another brand of crunch. And now, after you've done those crunches maybe 4 or 5 times, if you feel like you're up to it, you can even work in some bicycles. Oh, these are fantastic for the whole abdomen and core. So now you're done with your crunch part. Now we're going to get into the bridges. The bridges are so great because they work our butt, they work our hamstrings, as well as our back. Here's what bridges look like. They're actually not too bad, not too hard. So after you can do 10 or 15 or even 20 of these pretty easy, then I want you to try something significantly harder. One-legged bridges. Here we go. And if you give a little squeeze at the top, that's even better for the glutes. Okay, we're done on our back. Now we're going to flip it around, hands and knees, and we're going to go into the cat-camel. Here's what it looks like. Stretching up, stretch that back, and then lift your head as you hollow your back. Cat-camel. This is a fantastic exercise to mobilize that spine. Now right from here, you're not even moving. You're going to go into your cross crawl, and this is what it looks like. Now what I show my patients is that early on when you're doing the cross crawl, it's going to look more like this. You'll be losing your balance, and that's totally okay. You're not a klutz. I lost my balance in the beginning too. Start out slow and then work up to a nice cross crawl. Of course, then do the other side. Have good posture. Don't have your head down. Good posture, just like that. Okay, now we're going to pop onto the belly for this next one. A little more difficult. We're going to start out with the swim and work right into the Superman or Superwoman. Here's how it looks. We're on the belly and just swim. Opposite arm, opposite leg. You're building up the whole back when you do this. It's fantastic. And maybe do 10 or 15 of those, and then if you feel like you're up to it, Superman. And that is just awesome for the entire back. A little more difficult, do it when you think you're ready. All right, now we're going to flip it onto the side. We're in the home stretch, not too much more here. We're going to work out the butt and the back some more by tilting your butt toward the ceiling, stabilize, and lift your leg straight up to the ceiling. That works the abductors, the glutes. Get that leg out of the way, lifting the other leg to work your adductors. So good for the powerful adductors on the inside of your legs. Last exercise, here you go. This one's for the neck. You can start out with your fingers under your head to help your neck. And when you think you're ready, ear to shoulder. So it's not turning your head, ear to shoulder. That is the best neck exercise there is. Just wonderful to build up all the neck muscles. Listen, if you do these core exercises at least 3 times a week for 2 or 3 weeks, you are not going to believe how much better you feel. So just take my word for it. Do it. The more the merrier. Do it every day if you like, and you're going to feel fantastic.